we're making pea soup. You want to start with 1/4 to 1/2 cup of organic olive oil in a large pot. Turn the heat to high. Then you're going to add about 20 cloves of organic garlic. And I know that sounds like a lot, but trust me, you will not detect a garlic flavor at all when you're finished with this, but you will detect an incredibly rich flavor. To that, you're going to add 2 small yellow or white onions or 1 large yellow or white onion, chopped. Again, I know that sounds like a lot, probably looks like a lot, but it's going to create an incredible soup. Trust me. I've made this many times and it's very, very flavorful. Cover the pot, cook for about 3 to 5 minutes, stirring occasionally until translucent. Again, you're going to let that sit, cooking together, and when you're ready to add your spices, the Himalayan pink sea salt, you're going to need minimum 40 twists. You know, this looks like a lot, but it won't be. If you don't do it now, you're going to be doing it after a while when you're blending in the blender. So, best to just do it right off the bat. The reason that we're using pink Himalayan sea salt as opposed to table salt or even another color of sea salt is that only the pink Himalayan sea salt comes from unpolluted oceans. The Himalayas pushed up this ancient seabed millions of years ago before people came onto the scene and made the oceans polluted. So this is non-polluted sea salt. The other thing is it's very mineral dense. You get a lot of minerals with this. And you just don't get that from regular table salt. And then the other thing we're going to do is add cayenne pepper. Again, I know that probably looks like a lot, but it's not. You'll be really happy with your end result if you put a lot of your spices. And then the next thing we're going to do is add organic black pepper. You can always add more spices later if you get too nervous about this, but then the second time you make this, you're going to know that you really shouldn't be too scared of putting a lot of salt and pepper to this initial batch. So I've got it on high, and while that's doing its cooking, I want to refer to my notes and talk about cayenne pepper and black pepper and the benefits. I don't want to leave any information out, so I'm going to refer to these notes. Cayenne pepper stimulates circulation and eliminates acidity. It neutralizes acidity in the body. It opens the capillaries and regulates blood sugar. It helps the digestive system by moving bacteria and toxins out of the body. Black pepper has potassium, which helps the body digest food. It also discourages intestinal gas. And then the outer layer of the peppercorn actually helps break down fat cells. That's a great idea. I think I'm going to add more of that. And so what you want to do is add your spices to any food that you eat. And it, you know, don't put it on your dessert maybe, but on in your savory foods, be very generous with your spices because they really do help your body. Besides, they taste good. All right. The next thing we're going to do is add 4 to 5 chopped carrots. This is probably 1.5 cups to 2 cups of chopped carrots, organic. This needs another probably minute, so I'm going to tell you about the importance of using organic vegetables when you cook. Organic vegetables are hopefully not genetically modified. If you eat genetically modified food, it's not just that it's genetically modified, it's what it does to your body because it's genetically modified. You're going to have to do your own research on that, but from what I've read, it's not a great thing to eat genetically modified food. In fact, a lot of countries have banned genetically modified foods from them. You can't do that in a lot of countries, but there are a lot of countries that do allow GMOs. So we avoid them in our household. And the other thing that organic foods don't have is pesticides. And that actually is why they cost a little bit more because, you know, they're not spraying them with poisons and killing insects. So they have to discard a lot of the produce or do something else with it because the insects do get to more of it than they would if it were sprayed heavily with pesticides. Anyway, so we have organic carrots, and it's probably about time that we add those now. Give it another stir. I'm going to let those carrots sit in there for about a minute to get a head start on the peas. And then while that's happening, I'll tell you about the peas. You can tell that this is what I'm going to add today. It's probably about 40 ounces of peas, probably about 3 to 4 cups of peas. In these recipes, you don't have to be exact. That's why I'm not telling you to add, you know, 3.5 cups because it really doesn't matter. You can be lenient if you add more and it's just going to make it a little bit more bland. You might have to put some more salt and pepper in there, but that's okay. If it is a lot and your soup needs a little bit more broth, you can add more vegetable stock to it. So it's very adjustable. It's not like baking. You don't have to be scared of getting measurements wrong. All right, so those peas are going to go in a minute. And this is the organic vegetable stock that I'm using. There are several different brands. I don't care as long as there's no animal lymph in it. I steer clear of that. That's gross. But, and I know a lot of recipes just use water. So if you can't find this or you don't want to bother, just use water because you're actually making your own broth right now. If you added water to this, it'd probably be just fine without this vegetable broth. But anyway, this is actually 32 ounces I'm just going to go ahead and pour that in. I actually still have that on high. Go ahead and add my peas. And then I'm going to let that simmer on the stove. And instead of making you wait 10 minutes until the finished product, I can show you the end product because I made some yesterday and I have it ready. But you can have it with a nice loaf of bread. Pick up some nice bread, or if you make your own bread, have a nice bread to go with it, or maybe you prefer crackers. The other thing you can do is get some yummy vegan sour cream. There are 2 brands here. And this has no dairy in it, no animal product. It's vegan. It's a lot better for your health. And this is what the finished product looks like. Organic pea soup. Here's to your health.